This week on GTN unboxing, I have wheels. So we all love a set of wheels, and if you don't already, then I can assure you, you will by the end of this video, because I have the Vision Metron 81 SL wheel set in this box. A nice set of deep section wheels, and as always, I will be giving you the chance to get your hands on a set of these wheels at the end of this video, so stay tuned to find out how. But for now, let's get unboxing. Right then, this is Vision's latest Metron 81 SL wheel set. Now, it's actually released approximately a year ago, building upon Vision's previous Metron range, but with a few new and different features, which I'll get into a little bit later on. But to start with, let's run through a few of the basics. Now, this is Vision's deepest wheel set, other than obviously their disc wheel, with a rim depth of, wait for it, 81 mil. Who'd have thought it? Well, so this is obviously really geared towards aerodynamics, real aero-specific wheel, so really focused on the triathletes and time trialists out there. Now, they are a fully carbon wheel set coming in the option of clincher, tubular, and even disc brake, all with an external rim width of 24 mil. So they still include this asymmetric rim profile design, which we saw on the previous and older Metron range. And basically, this means that it has a better weight distribution throughout the wheel. Along with that, they've also got this offset spoke design, which in turn helps with the stiffness of the wheel. In fact, they actually look very similar to the older Metron 81 wheels, but the details are very different, because for starters, we've got a totally revised rim on this new 81 SL wheel. They've got this rather fancy laser etched micro dot braking surface, which is basically just a rougher braking surface, and apparently this can really bring you to a stop quite sharpish in all weather conditions. And I've actually been riding these wheels for the past year or so, and I can confirm that they are pretty solid at stopping quickly. Now, they've also overhauled their hubs, and this has resulted in a slight change to their spoke layout and design. And what they've done is they've upgraded from standard cartridge bearings to something we call angular contact bearings. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the specifics of angular contact bearings, because there is a whole separate video in bearings alone. But in short, angular contact bearings do respond a lot better to side load, and in turn means that they last a little bit longer. Now, with the front wheel hub, we've got 2 of these angular contact bearings in there, and then on the rear wheel hub, we've got 4. Now, to add to that, they have their new clamping collar on these wheels, which you can see just here. It's called their preload assembly reduction, or PRA for short. And what this does is stops you from over tightening the hubs, which can cause unnecessary drag by clamping down on those bearings and reducing the life expectancy of those bearings. So by having this clamping collar there, hopefully furthers the life of them. Now, you may be wondering whether these wheels are compatible with your bike, and you'll be pleased to know that I'm very sure they will be, because they are both 10 speed and 11 speed compatible, and also Shimano and SRAM. Now, moving on from the hubs, and these wheels feature direct pull bladed spokes, which you can see here with these very sharp and aerodynamic spokes. Now, they're laced in a 2-to-1 pattern on the rear wheel, with external nipples on both the front and the rear wheels. Now, what this means with the 2-to-1 ratio is basically that we have, for every 2 spokes on the drive side of the wheel, which you can see here, we have 1 on the non-drive side. And what this does is helps to balance the tension between the 2 different sides of the wheel, taking into account that we have the hub on the drive side. And what the external nipples refers to is this part on the spokes. Just at the end, we have essentially an external nipple. So this allows you to quickly and very easily adjust the tension of the spokes. And talking of which, these actually include what they call ABS self-locking nipples. So it has a perforated nylon ball within the head of the nipple, which in theory should prevent you from ever actually needing to true the wheel. Now, you can also take a lot of confidence in knowing that a very skilled mechanic has personally dealt with and built your wheel by hand, which I've got to say is a very nice thought when you're trying to go as fast as possible on these wheels. Now I think that's most things covered, apart from one very, very important bit of data, and that is the weight. And I'm sure some of you are dying to hear this now, because the clincher wheel set coming at just 1,740 grams, and then the disc brake, clincher and tubular wheel set coming at 1,850 grams. And then the lightest wheel set is the rim brake tubular wheel set, which come in at just 1,550 grams. So how do you get your hands on a set of these wheels? Well, it is really very easy, very straightforward. You just need to head down to the description below this video. There's a link there. Click on that, take you over to a web page. You just need to answer a very quick and easy question. But before you do that, why not hit the globe and subscribe to GTN if you're not doing so already. If you'd like to see these wheels in action, why not head on over to Michelle Vesterby's Pro bike, where you'll see them there. You can click just there for that. And if you'd like to see a little bit more on gear ratios, you can watch our gear ratios explained video by clicking just down here.